the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
And the 18th day of June, and now 6-hour cross-examination because so Accra High Court. Nina is a court echo asetra if you day Nsem-Pii and the third accused Richard Jakpa Edikotuja with regards to the audio, Justice Efiase was at the book as part of the evidence in the ongoing ambulance trial. Now, Friday Nanyumre, the Court of Appeal, and so at the ruling Ebeto Abontain, because now the first accused, Dr. Kesi Lato-Forsen, and the lawyers, Dr. Abdul Basit Bamba, at an appeal, Akoto Court name with regards to charges are the criminal charges in the Mumino, 2 counts, count 1 and count 5. Now, the relief for na case Lato-Forsen and the lawyers is seeking from the Court of Appeal. The decision of the Court of Appeal, explanation to the decision taken by the Court of Appeal. Now, for you relating no to Nsem-Pii Richard Jakpa Edituja during the cross-examination. Any cross-examination to us so the prosecution and take over led by the Director for Public Prosecution, Yamami Ibon Atakuro and the Office of the Attorney General. Now, for you compare near contrast some interesting revelations, APP. Now, we had the Court of Appeal and someone omode ebetu January. Dr. Kesi Lato-Forsen, through the lawyers, say, count 1 and count 5 of 6 counts, bono, criminal charges, no, court unchum. Now, count 1, causing financial loss to the state, willfully causing financial loss to the state, contrary to section 179, clause A, subsection 3A of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 at 29. And account 5 for no year intentionally misapplying public property. Contrary to section 1, clause 2 of the Public Property Protection Act 1977, Act 140. Now, the bone of contention of Kesi Lato-Forsen and the lawyers and say, Sir, count 1 any count 5 Adia Attorney General de can want to say, Adikudientia or charge Kesi Lato-Forsen for willfully causing financial loss to the state and of intentionally misapplying public property. He said the first accused, that is Kesi Lato-Forsen, Oyebibi, subject to the issuance of the letters of credit. Tibrofua Attorney General they can only say without due cause and authorization. And on these 2 counts, 1, willfully causing financial loss to the state. Attorney General say Lato-Forsen willfully caused financial loss to the state because he issued letters of credit without due cause and authorization. And account 5 for us was say Lato-Forsen intentionally misapplied public property because he issued letters of credit without due cause and authorization. And these 2 charges in Yano, before a title say without due cause and authorization. And no, now Dr. Kesi Lato-Forsen and the lawyers look at that P court to say, Sa brofuno a tat was without due cause and authorization. Omontiasi. Attorney General to me have provided enough evidence. Actually say those letters of credit, 1, it was without due cause. 2, it was under the authorization of Kesi Lato-Forsen. Because Omo the Kanya submitted in Krate say he acted upon the authority of the substantive financial minister. Tepe. Ebion almost had the Krata say Sikano Yetia it was with cause. Sane said there was an impending judgment debt. Now, interesting. During cross-examination, some of the facts you pick here from and someone Richard Jakpa di to Jani. 1. Richard Jakpa catch record to say, contractor or no, equita no. The NHM say, Immediately that contract was signed, now was say Ghana buying a effective payment through the issuance of letters of credit, according to Richie Jakpa and across examination. Or see, contract no any big C sign, yes, sign no one was a UTSCA. Sana contract no, according to Richie Jakpa, a tear. Enunti big C chain ya enfie na government of Ghana and to me honor and the part of the contract no. There was an impending judgment debt, and at the then Attorney General, a Minister of Finance for said the Bay of minor Mokenti, we should issue letters of credit. And ye issue letters of credit. Tis a letter of credit no kwa issue na enye payment, name na a security guarantee for Big C to start the manufacturing of the ambulances. This is according to Richie Jakpa, cross-examination document, and I'm making can we free. Enti obi and to me in charge out of force. For authorizing letters of credit without due course. Some said there was a due course, meaning there was an impending judgment debt. And Richie Japasa can and the cross-examination say, or no letters of credit there was this seal. Na seal no containing details of the substantive Minister of Finance. And it means say a two force and signature were appended to those letters of credit were as a result of an authorization from a higher authority who happens to be the Minister of Finance. And Richie Jakpa Sakan and the cross-examination say, Embra, former President John Dramani Mahama, when he obey a substantive president, or also issue a memorandum through the then Minister of Health, the late Yamami Sherry Ayite say, they no longer prioritize the purchasing of ambulance. The late Professor J.E. Messiah into Omukrano, ambulance. And the Big C can say, Yamama manufacture we into yempeo, shipo, and almost shipo empty vans. Assign shipo accessories in another container, waiting for the government of Ghana to look into that shipment of accessories near fitting into the empty vans to make it an ambulance. And Richie Japasa Kanye in the cross-examination said, the ambulance no nankebeye government of Ghana property, a bra handing over ceremony, and a commissioning, and a training of paramedics on how to use the ambulance. Akoso. Tisani money nyina akoso dia, nobody can charge case lot of forcing for causing financial loss to the state. Now, interestingly, as someone, Dr. Keselato Force and the lawyers, they could done appeal court. Appeal court were dismissed, say that two charges, willfully causing financial loss to the state, intentionally misapplying public property. Attorney General they can say, sign your money in our year because those letters of credit were issued without due course and authorization. Appeals court to say, were affirm those charges. Dr. Keselato Force and the lawyer say those charges will be dismissed on technical grounds that he didn't issue those letters without due course and authorization. Appeals court at what? The appeal court to affirm say the Attorney General acquired enough evidence to meet these charges about Dr. Keselato Force. Now, Judge Inia Watna appeals court. This appeal case is also a Justice Philip Bright Mensah or say, per the judgment, I affirm the High Court's decision not to strike out these charges because we found out that those charges contain sufficient particulars. As required under Article 19, Clause 2D of the 1992 Constitution and Section 1124 of Act 30. We hold that this appeal, therefore, is without merit and is dismissed accordingly. And the panel, which included Justice Janapari Battels Kojo and Justice Hafisata Amaliboba, all sided with the presiding judge, Justice Philip Bright Mensah. The appeal court say, charges in Attorney General at the board, Dr. Keselato Force, Nanka Wako Api, Amia Kuchum. Yeah, you're willfully causing financial loss to the state. And intentionally misapplying public property. Yeah, Attorney General say, such charges is as a result of the fact to say, one, letters of credit are to force in issue, it was without due course. Two, it was without proper authorization from the substantive minister. Now, let's link it to under cross-examination statement of Richard Jakpa. What this ruling is telling us, and it say, one, they say the court adhere to say those letters of credit, meaning say contract no Richard Jakpa can wasem. Yeah, according to ono, you sign yan one was issue letters of credit no. And yes, sanity because earlier on, Obiano follow Nsem-Pii no be released 2 documents. One, now a document from Ghana's parliament. Yeah, na agreement in the crown between Stanbic Bank Ghana and the government of Ghana for a loan facility to purchase 200 ambulances. Na big C ni. And 2, besides another document involved the government of Ghana and Big C General Trading Limited. Yeah, no, then same woman say after the signing of the contract. Se sika bia bekwa. I just said Big C are producing those ambulances. You are sending an entourage they are to Dubai. Akwa say those ambulances meet the specification of 1, the Ministry of Health, 2, the Ministry of Finance, 3, the Ghana Ambulance Service, and Sana, yet you are just 25% of the actual contract sum through the issuance of letters of credit. So answer and at the appeal court affirm through their ruling say the Attorney General wa in any way say what these 2 counts airbook case lato force. It is a nay appeal court abo case lato force and appeal no go say Attorney General to me provide enough evidence say ato forcing cause financial loss to the state because we issue letters of credit without due course and authorization. Ato forcing intentionally misapplied public property because he issued letters of credit without due course and authorization. Let's say Richard Jakpa dance in some way or the other. The cross examination because the High Court very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Looking at the kind of judgment appeal court. Yeah, judges Akukudami and Sa. Justice Philip Bright-Mensah, Justice Janapari Battels Kojo, Justice Hafisata Amaliboba Edibetu Ga, or more are dismissing Ato Forsen's request to strike out count 1 and count 5 of the 6 counts. Ya ni na amount to criminal charges. Ya diabobon. Now, a man director of public prosecution Yamami Yvonne Atakrobo Bisa. And then the cross examination we last week, Okay, Richard Jakpa say, okay, say. Such charges makun sia. Ya Attorney General Diabono. Starting in 2021. Okay. Osiampa, okay. And any the affirmation coming from the appeal court. Your reporters are on standby or the High Court pending the 6-hour cross-examination between the prosecution and the third accused. Now, the better from Bia, you remember about it then. Go quickly do the book and swatch an again at their first answer. The Abeconia could in adventure no at the account.
I mean, you are aware that it's illegal to record somebody without. But for the public interest, I mean, it is not illegal. The public interest can be against the interest of the law. What public interest means what? But you see, and that's a painful aspect of it. Because of that public interest and that gossip interest, nobody is telling the guy that you flouted a Supreme Court ruling, that you recorded somebody against a legal, what do you call it, provision. Nobody is seeing that one. And that is why the trial judge, in her first initial ruling, said that whatever you put it outside has got nothing to do with me.
But he admitted it. I admit it.
Didn't she rule?
Yeah, he ruled.
And now she's admitting. It's not the same person. So, Master, I don't want to be in contempt of the court. So I won't go there.
But they are seasoned lawyers. I mean,
let them
go for dummy as the head of the bar should resign because that is an unprofessional conduct. Unprofessional conduct for me.
No comment. I'm not going to pass judgment on that because first of all, I'm not the lawyer anyway.
Right. So, but we think, come on, you monitor the conversation.
And all these lawyers, some of them with vested political interests.
The lawyers are with
some of them with vested political interests. Some of them with vested political interests.
I see.
The media houses, some of them with vested political interests.
So Bawumia shouldn't wait until the matter.
He should not.
He shouldn't wait.
No.
Be the president.
He shouldn't. What is he going to say?
No, because I mean, people want to know the moral aspect. I mean,
which moral?
How the rule of law be under his presidency.
He has given his policies of what he's going to do. Somebody's talking about 24-hour economy up to today. So me too, I'm insisting. Now you see obi free Mr. Ashanti region Atawusu, Dr. Atawusu, Osi Ebenye, moi Jata Sebo
NDC say on corporate communication team
they have produced evidence of the Ashanti regional communication officer sending a text message to a producer at Kesben. They have produced a picture of the gentleman with Dramani Mahama. They've produced a picture with him and other NDC members. That one you haven't seen. Now a lady professor has come and told people that, and she's the MP or candidate for Esika Duketan, that those of us who cannot comprehend 24-hour economy, which includes me. Because for me,
you can't comprehend it.
I have still not been able, because from what John Mahama said when he made the TUC, I said, almost
watching that they say is fake.
Those who say they will build airports, that they will build airports so that the airports can make it working.
The party has issued a statement. It says,
I'm happy. I am happy there is a misinformation.
Yes.
Same reason I'm not going to wade into the Jakpa gossip and all the misinformation going on. Let's leave the trial judge to pass it.
Another key issue is that the 1 million saga. Corruption matters. Yes. I mean, you know where corruption, I'm going to about corruption, they want Bawumia to speak on corruption, on corruption herself. She said that he hasn't talked about it. They say he is complicit if he doesn't speak to
How does he become complicit?
Because, I mean, someone can say that mean you support what the woman is doing.
So John Mahama is complicit in the ambulance case. It was under his watch that Atuforsen, as deputy finance minister, without any proven consent of his sector minister, Setekpe, went and signed off.
The authority to issue the LC.
Where's the evidence?
Where's
the evidence? Where's the documentary evidence? But he said it by word of mouth. Where is the documentary evidence? So you are talking about court.
Of course.
So you now believe one aspect of court procedure and proceedings. But on another score, you don't think that Bawumia should allow the court to work on and then rule. So I said that the past case is also in court. Let the court. Why the matter is up. Look, let me tell you, President Mills. I remember, as a seasoned lawyer, that was one thing he refused to do. President Mills never commented on any ongoing court case. In fact, even John Mahama, let me grant him that, when he was vice president to President Mills, as vice president, did he ever speak on any court case? When he became substantive president, I cannot remember him speaking.
I equally done. But Akufo-Addo has been doing that.
That is Nanado.
Nanado has been doing that all these while.
That is him. He has chosen to. And Bawumia has chosen not to. That should tell you that Bawumia is independent-minded. It's my boss here. So that alone should tell that Bawumia is focused. That he's not going to just be following Zukuma. And so if I'm doing the analysis, the fact that his boss is doing it doesn't mean he should do it. And that alone also speaks of a man who has some serious poise and posture. That, hey, I'm not going to be moved and carried away by certain things. I get
the impression that you seem quite satisfied and enthused about Bawumia's campaign strategy, which you believe.
Yes.
I mean, I get the impression.
Because that is me. You see, when you are, what do you call it? Yes, if you are an open-minded person, right. It's like this game of football that we all love. Me, I never supported Kotoko. I'm a Heartsman 100%. But in those days, Kwesi Appiah, I couldn't help admire Kwesi Appiah. And I remember in 92, when this Abedi captainship,
on the Tony Boy issues in the buy,
and they took the captainship from Kwesi Appiah when they were going to Senegal 92. E.T. Mensah said, Kwesi Appiah anti-French, anti-Mfama Abedi. Between you and I, honestly, that thing that E.T. did, maybe today I've still not gotten over it. And it affected my personal outlook about the Abedi personality. Good player and everything. But every time he played, I looked at him as if Kwesi Appiah, Jakpa Debi, and Yedemano.
Okay.
92. No, 2000 and Akufo Eba Sinimo. You know, I still remember Kufuor's campaign song.
Yeah, of course. I call it.
Yeah. We need a man to save Madagascar. An honest man like J. Kufuor, a God-fearing man and a man with a vision to save our motherland from oppression and suppression to make Ghana a happy home. Kufuor.
J. Kufuor.
How many years ago? But I still keep it. Now, the point I'm making is that because of who I am, I have a tendency of admiring what people do.